I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio, home of every music for the LGBTQI community and me. Between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., this is Club Chit Chat. That's right. You know how we do it, honey. We're going to be talking about sports, politics, entertainment, and a little of this and a little of that. That's why we call this Club Chit Chat, baby. I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio, home of urban music for the LGBTQI community and me. Come on, baby, let's ride. He is here, Jacen Prodigy. Hey, Jacen.
What's up, Miss Sophia?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up, ATO?
You said last week when I was on here talking about you, honey, your phone was ringing off the hook.
Yes, my phone was ringing. They was tagging me in the live. They said Miss Sophia had something to say. So I said, well, let me fly to Atlanta so I can see what Miss Sophia got to say.
So you came all the way from Philadelphia to sit in here to set the record straight about the show.
Yes, ma'am.
Legendary.
Yes, ma'am. I know you know a lot of them came from Atlanta, so it's some Atlanta favoritism. So I came to stir it up a little bit, you know.
You feel it's some favoritism because of our girls?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But listen, like I said, when I watched the show, when you all got sent home that night, and I said they set it up, the House of Prodigy set it up real nice. And I really liked when they set it up with the boxing matches. Like, yeah, we here to fight. We here to fight for this $100,000. I said, then Jacen came out, and Jacen stood there. It was like, okay. So then it's like, okay, I'm waiting on Jacen to do something else. So Jacen was just standing out there in the way. Honey.
He wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't way.
But yeah, you just standing up there.
I was giving you hand performance. I was giving you face. If Stasha can stand there and not do nothing but put a crown on,
but she
and
from
Miss
Atlanta.
Shannon can fall on the floor and, you know, not do anything.
But she looked like money when she fell. She
and I looked like a champion. Like, what you mean?
No, but it's like the routine. Now, it wasn't you. It was the choreography. So whoever choreographed that, who did that?
We all did.
Because it's just like y'all had a beginning. The beginning when y'all came out, y'all said
we had a strong beginning.
And then the middle when you came out. And then it's just like there was no ending.
There was an ending.
Like, no, it was not an ending.
Yes, it was. It was
what
the
was
ending.
the ending?
The ending was the champ is here.
No, the ending was...
But we're not going to do Miss Sophia's get into a boxing match right here live in person. We're not doing that, okay? We're not doing that.
I'm just
no, in all seriousness, like, you know, I was given hand performance. I'm a face kid. You know what I'm saying? I come from the Butch Queen face category.
Right.
I know how to do old way. I'm not a vulgar. That's just not my thing. I'm not going to get out there and dip. If the girls can do it and stand there and look pretty, why can't I?
No, but that was the point. That was one of my points, too. They say, but Jacen is known. He is legendary for face.
Yes, I am.
I said, but Jacen wasn't in a position where he was just out there giving face. Jacen was out there in a position. They had him.
You saw me with the headpiece. You saw me with the headpiece.
But you supposed to be dancing.
I did dance. I vogued. I added to the routine. Did you watch the whole thing?
Yes, I watched the whole thing.
Should I pull the clip up right now?
No, I watched the whole thing.
Oh, how many times you watched it?
I watched it that night. Then I went back and I watched it again.
Oh, okay.
Because I really liked the show. So now, things that I have a problem with is I don't think the judges are being consistent.
Woo!
I think the judges, you know, they'll say one thing and then they'll turn around and they'll contradict what they just said, you know, 2 or 3 performances earlier. So I'm like, where are these judges? And then it's just like law. So I thought I was the only person who had a problem with law. But then come to find out, a lot of people have a problem with law.
I don't just have a problem with law particularly. I just have a problem with the judging period. I think if you're going to be on a show like that, number one, you should know more about the community, understand the categories thoroughly. And I just think there's no consistency with the judge. For law to give the House of Lux a 10 just because their name had Lux in it, what? Like, huh? Make that make sense. Like, then you say, I come out, you give me the highest honor. Yes, I like to see an icon, Miss Mother Jacen Prodigy. I like the look. I like the box numbers. I got the vibe. I understood the fashion. But for me, it's a strong 6. What?
What is y'all history? Do y'all have a history?
I don't know that lady. Never seen that lady a day in my life.
Oh my God.
We are in the same industry, but we have not walked the same path. I don't know that lady at all.
How can you be in the ballroom scene, and she's in the ballroom scene?
He's not in the ballroom scene. He's not from Ballroom.
Where is he from?
He's from styling, fashion world, you know.
See, that's the problem. How do they get these positions? Because just like Megan Thee Stallion, is she from Ballroom?
Now, you know Megan ain't from no ballroom. Megan has never been to a ball before.
My point exactly. So this Uncle Clifford from the Ballroom.
But can I be honest?
Yeah, but I want you to answer the question.
No, Uncle Clifford is not.
Okay.
But I respected Uncle Clifford's opinions because he came from a space of uplifting. He gave constructive criticism, and he also gave positive feedback. So I actually thought out of all the judges that I've seen thus far this season, they need to make him a permanent judge.
Who was the judge last week, the special judge last week, the young lady? What was her name?
You know her name.
No, I don't know her name. I don't know her like you don't know law. Who was she?
Normani.
Now, she was a pretty good judge.
No, she was a
pretty good judge.
Yeah.
Now, you said that, these judges don't come from a ballroom background. How do they get these positions if they don't come from ballroom background?
Pop culture, and they want to pull different nuances in to kind of make it more of a cohesive, not just so ballroom heavy, because you got to have certain things with a show that's going to pull other people. Like, Megan Thee Stallion, Grammy Award winner, one of the hottest female rappers out right now. So, that pulls in different things. It's a show. It's television.
But right, and then it's just like, I understand bringing Megan, but it's just like, if you bring Megan for that, don't bring all the judges from that. It's just like, at least respect the culture of ballroom. Is have some people up there. Like, where was Jack? Where was Andre?
Well, Jack is behind the scenes. He works on the show. Like, Jack's one of the executive producers of the show. Like, he has his hands and he's involved in it. But, I would like to see more ballroom judges. I did say that on another interview that I think that next season they should bring in, have a ballroom house father or house mother that's actually the mother and father of every house, and kind of give it a ballroom angle, a ballroom critiquing, because I think that piece is missing. When we do shows like this, it's really important for us to keep the nuances of ballroom and not make it something else. Because if you come to a ball, what happens on Legendary is not an actual, a window into what happens in ballroom. Some of that stuff will never happen, but some of the stuff does happen. We do have girlfriend judges. We do have,
but right, and I was explaining that to George, because I was telling him, he's talking about, you got to have, just like this outside, opinion. Nobody's connected to nobody. I said, but that's the history of ballroom. I said, you get people from different houses. I said, they'll have a judge from each house judging the ball. I said, so what's wrong with doing that on the television show? I can see if they have somebody like Megan Thee Stallion, because you're trying to draw from her followers and stuff and bring them into the ballroom. I said, but don't do that with everybody. At least bring some people that have ballroom experience on the panel.
No, agreed. I think that's what's missing, because though Leomi, she's an icon. Leomi has done so many amazing things in ballroom, outside of ballroom. I love, and I'm very proud of her. But I think that even when it comes to educating the judges on understanding the art of Vogue, right? And the art of Vogue is more than just backflip, hip hop, dip. We have soft and cunt. We have new wave. We have old wave. We have facial performance. We have femme queens that also, are trans women that also Vogue old way. Everything is not going to always look like first season with Michaela Lanvin and with Shorty Ebony. Like, everybody doesn't Vogue like that. Like, there's different types of ways to show the art of ballroom without making it so small. Like, I feel like on a show sometimes they can make it be so small and it's all about that and they miss the other things. So hopefully they get better with it next year.
Well, we're going to be here. We're going to be here all day talking about ballroom, outside of ballroom, inside of ballroom. And you're going to be here.
I'm going to be here. I'm not going nowhere. I'm here.
Yes.
I flew in just for you.
We also got to talk about, this web series that you're a part of.
Yes, Triangle.
Yes,
Season 7 coming your way.
I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here. We are your radio. We're your radio. We're the home of the urban sounds of pride with my special guest,
Mother Jacen Prodigy.
Let's ride. Yeah, we're your radio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride, baby. Yes, we are. Keep on dancing, dancing. Let's go all night with Jennifer Hudson and Gorgon City. Hey, I love that song. Jacen Prodigy is in the building. Hey, Jacen.
Hey, Miss Sophia.
Jacen said he had to come down here because his phone was ringing off the hook last week when I was talking about him, baby. Yeah, everybody that was calling Jacen and tagging Jacen, could you send me everybody?
I'm going to send you everybody.
Send me the information. Send me the information, because I'm going to have her to meet me at Piedmont Park. You look cute today.
Oh, thank you every day.
I don't see you every day. I only see you. I'm just seeing you today and last Thursday.
Oh,
Thursday before last.
When I was just standing there not doing nothing, right?
Yeah, standing in that circle doing nothing. Everybody was dancing around. You move, Jacen.
I was moving. I was giving you hands and face. That's all I had to give you.
Yes, you was giving me hand and face. You say if the other girls could do it, then you could do it too.
Look, if Sasha can do it, if Shannon can do it. I mean, they wasn't doing nothing. Gia was just flinging her ponytail up and down it.
But see, y'all thought Shannon had failed. that was part of the routine.
Child, Shannon fell. Okay, she fell. We gonna stop. Okay, she fell.
Oh, but now you saying that Jack is working behind the scenes.
No, Jack is working behind the scenes. Yeah.
So I was like, so now I need to talk to Jack because I'm having a problem with Jack because a lot of stuff that's happening is going on behind the scene, and the people that's working behind the scene got to do with the stuff that's going on in front of the camera. So I need I need to talk to Jack.
I ain't saying you need to talk to my mother, but I'm just saying you asked where Jack was at, and Jack definitely is involved in the show. He definitely is involved.
But I like the show. I really like the show.
I love the show. Like I said in my interview, like before. Season 1 was the introduction. Mm-hmm. Season 2 is the continuation. Let's hope this show is around 4 or 5, 6 seasons. Because who's to say we could have, a show where they do all legends. All the legends come together and, they go on Legendary and show what the legends do. Or they could infuse the Kiki scene. Or there's so many amazing people in Ballroom that live overseas in Europe because of COVID. They weren't able to participate this season. So who's to say this show will probably be around for a while?
Right, and that's what I was telling. I was explaining that to George because, George, I have to, I'm his school when it comes to Ballroom. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I was telling him, I say, Charles, you just don't know how huge Ballroom is because this is like Jack. Is all in Paris. He's in Japan. He's in Germany. He's in Tokyo. And I say Jack is all over. I say Ballroom is huge all over the world now. I say even the little Asian people, they can't even say Ballroom and say, I'm your vote.
No, but you know what's so funny? Even in my house, I have 179 people on roster. And in my house, I have maybe 60 of them live overseas. I have my son Teddy, who's in Asia. I have my daughter Ruby, who's in Brazil. So I have children all across the globe. So Ballroom is definitely no longer in the dark. We are definitely loud. We are in color. We are here. And we ready to do this.
Now, no shade.
What? Here we go. Here we go.
When y'all put them Asians in there, baby. Oh, baby. Them Asians, they don't have no bones.
No, they don't.
So
but, a lot of folks in Ballroom ain't got no bones.
But baby, them Asians do stuff that these Americans, y'all just cannot touch them.
I can't agree with that.
These Asians, they invent moves, honey. Come on now.
Did you see Naomi, her 360? Did you see Michaela do backflips and jump up a wall? Or Super Bitch,
but I
grab the ceiling and do all kinds of contortion. We could do a lot of things.
But I saw this Asian take her leg, and she took her leg and brought it all the way behind her back, and then she put it on the side of her other leg. Brought it all the way from the back, and she put it side by side with her other leg. I was like, oh my God.
Can you do that?
I tried to do it Sunday.
What happened?
I pulled the muscle. Oh, but what was your introduction into the ballroom scene?
So I came into Ballroom when I was 16 years old. Alvernian Prestige found me at the mall in a gallery. I guess he seen my gayness before I even knew what my gayness was all about. So I've been in Ballroom since I was 16. So, when I first got into Ballroom, I was walking Pretty Boy Realness, obviously. Then from there, Eric Christian Bazaar and Jay Blonick kind of grabbed my hand and was like, oh, face like him. And I was like, face, what's that? And then, I just stood there and smiled. I didn't win that night. I beat probably like 5 or 6 people. Then I ended up losing to somebody in the final battle. But that kind of what started my introduction into Ballroom. And it was a space where I feel so free, where my femininity is celebrated. I can be as loud. I can be as rambunctious. I can be as competitive. My chosen family. Because though my family did not, I didn't get put out the house because I was, gay. My mom never disowned me. Mm-hmm. If anything, and I always say this too, growing up and trying to understand who I was as a man and find my placement with my gayness and my queerness, I would say that I wasn't always the most respectful. I was a spectacle. I thought that being gay looked a certain type of way, and I had to be that certain type of way. And in that, I disrespected my mother in the process. But even in the process of me disrespecting her, she still loved me. She still accepted me. My family was always welcoming to me. So I don't have that type of story. But, that's who I was. That's who I was early on. Yeah.
Now, when we talk about these houses, we all have to go back to, the movie. Mm-hmm. You know the movie.
Paris is Burning.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And the purpose of the houses were for the kids, unlike you, that were disowned by their parents when they found out that they were gay and all of that stuff. So what is it that the House of Prodigy is doing to keep that legacy alive?
We still have the same format. I'm a firm believer that everybody in houses, though, they may not have been put out of their home, but we all want to find fellowship, and we all want to be around people that, we can grow to love or get that kind of love for just being our authentic selves. And in the House of Prodigy, we do just that. We fellowship with each other. We do a lot of things in community. And even when, me looking back to where I am now, I never thought that I'd be the mother of the House of Prodigy. I always wanted to be, but I didn't think that I would be the mother. I didn't sign up to be an advocate. I didn't sign up to be, you know, this voice of the voiceless, but that was my path that was chosen. And, you know, all the trials and tribulations that I've been through in my life, I always just pay it forward and pass that same lessons that I learned and pass it on to my kids. So that's what we do in the House of Prodigy.
The House of Prodigy.
Yes.
Have you always been in the House of Prodigy? Have you been in another house, a part of another house?
Yes. So I was a Prestige. I left the House of Prestige. I was in the House of Ebony. I was an Allure for about a week and a half. I was a Prodigy.
Hold on, honey. You ain't just don't throw that out there, honey.
No, I was an Allure for about a week and a half.
Well, we need to know what happened for you to decide to leave in a week and a half.
Well, nothing really happened.
Something happened.
No, nothing really happened. It was just like me. You know, I was dating Cheyenne Allure at the time, and you know, in dating her, I kind of thought I was going, you know, being Allure. I liked the way the Allures looked. I always thought the Allures were dope. They represented like black excellence as far as fashion. I liked how they carried themselves. But you know, though the House of Allure was alluring, I was a Prodigy. Like that's just who I am. I'm a Prodigy. I even left the House of Prodigy twice. I was the overall mother of the House of Escada. You know, the House of Escada actually started here in Atlanta, Georgia. I was the overall mother for a year. But again, it sometimes you go places and it just don't fit. I went back to Prodigy, and that's just what I am. I'm a Prodigy.
I want to have a ball, and I just wanted to be the overall mothers battling against each other.
Oh, then what you gonna have? What's the categories? Let me know how much money we giving away.
Well, if you go in it, I'm gonna have faith.
You gonna have to. I mean,
I
battle all of them. I can vote, just not flipping and dipping and shawamming and all that. I can't do that. I'm too old.
But we're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to talk about, I said this the last break, but we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the web series. Triangle. Yes.
Season 7 coming soon.
Oh, we've tried to get Bay in here, but Bay is on vacation, Bay. Bay is in Puerto Rico with his family. And I said, we can't get Bay in here anyway, because if we bring Bay up here, honey, Maddie will come and tear this studio down, honey. She don't give a damn about Triangle.
She don't play when it comes to David. She do not play.
I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, hold it out right here on WERUradio. WERUradio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride. Here with my WERUradio. WERUradio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride, baby. Yes, we are. That was Fat Joe and Cardi B and a whole lot of other people, honey. But yes, honey, yes. And I'm sitting here with my special guest, the one and only, Jacen Prodigy. He called me the other week when I was talking about him on the show when the House of T-shirts was in here.
Tashina.
Oh, Tashina. Yeah, the House of Tashina. Yeah. Oh, you say the House of Tanisha. Oh, what you say, Jacen? What is it?
It's Tashina.
Tashina. Oh, Tashina. Oh, but Jacen, you have your hands in a whole lot of different pots.
Yes, I do.
It's just like you makeup artist, you working with reality TV shows,
Mm-hmm.
you doing this, you overall mother of the House of Prodigy.
Yes, overall mother. Yes.
How did that happen?
I don't even know.
But and then, explain to us, talk to us about some of the makeup artists some of the people that you work with doing clients. Yeah.
So I work with Eve. I worked with Foxy Brown, Portia, Nene, Cynthia Bailey, Nafisa Williams from Black Lighting on CW. I love Nafisa. You know, me and Nafisa go way back. We actually started in the industry together, and I'll never forget this funny story. I'll never forget we was in this little warehouse, this little ghetto warehouse in Philly. I was doing makeup because I just started doing makeup. I gave her this real horrible blue eyeshadow with these real strong black brows, and I thought she looked beautiful back then, you know, just me doing makeup, not knowing no better. And we sat there on the floor, and I said, like, girl, one day I'm going to be a celebrity makeup artist. And she's like, one day I'm going to be an actress, and we going to work on a project together. And then full circle moment, it came back around, and when she got called to do a whole lot of things, you know, press, you know, TV shows, she always called me and kept me in the loop. So, like, that's how I kind of got my foot in the door with working with celebrities. I was always at the right place at the right time.
And you talked about you going to college and you was in communication.
Yes, I went to college, Dell State University, full academic scholarship, but I wanted to be a queen. You know, I lived a sheltered life, and, you know, being a sheltered kid, when you finally get a taste of the world, you kind of lose your mind, and that's exactly what I did.
Were you the only child?
No, I'm the oldest child of two. My mother was born with spina bifida, which is a neurological disorder that affects the spine. So she wasn't supposed to have any children. She wasn't supposed to live past the age of 14. She wasn't supposed to do any of the things that she has done. But she did all those things, and I'm her miracle child. And like, going back to Ballroom for a second, that's why it was so important for me to be a mother versus a father. Because people always ask, why do you want to be a mother? Like, why do you want to be a mother? I wanted to be a mother because that was my way of paying homage to my mother. Because everything my mother taught me, I teach my children. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So then it's just like when you look at things, when you look back over your life and you see that, you know, you started off going to college and you was taking up communications and you thought you were going to be in broadcasting or journalism or something like that. But then now you're doing makeup for celebrities and all of that. And then you're doing the Ballroom. Then you're the overall mother of, you know, the House of Prodigy. And then
I'm an actor on the.
Yeah, you're acting, yes.
Yeah. So it's like all these different things. I wear so many different, and I'm the vice president of Philadelphia Black Gay Pride. Like I do a lot of, I put a lot of different hats on simultaneously. But the thing about that is it keeps me busy. It keeps me full. It keeps me present. It keeps me just going. I don't stop. I just hit the ground running.
But then all of that Ballroom, you know, just takes care. All of that is under the Ballroom umbrella.
Yes, because if it wasn't for Ballroom, I would not be an actor. The Ballroom helped me find my voice. You know, even though I was always somebody that had a lot of personality, I was kind of shy. I was kind of awkward. I was always attractive, but at the same time, I didn't believe that I was attractive. You know, it was a room of people that celebrated my all-American black boy joy. And in that, you know, Ballroom helped me discover my love for makeup. Because, you know, walking face, I used to pick my bumps. Like, I would put makeup. I would steal my mom's makeup, actually, her Avon makeup, and mix it with lotion and put it on my face, and I would go walk these balls.
Right, back up. You ain't gonna just brush over that, honey.
I knew you was gonna go.
You used to steal your mom what makeup?
My mom's Avon makeup with the pink cap.
So you girls run around here paying $400 and $500 for this this MAC, honey. Avon does the trick.
Avon did do the trick back then. It definitely got me through a lot of grand prize categories. It really did. But you know, Ballroom has given me that opportunity to grow as a makeup artist because it was the first place that I discovered that's what I wanted to do. And a growing pain. I got locked up. I went to jail for 2 years for credit card fraud. And while I was sitting in jail, I knew that, okay, I'm a convicted felon. You know, what's next? I can't go work for somebody and have somebody tell me what to do. You know, that's just not what I'm supposed to do. Like, so now let's take this makeup career when I come home, and let's take this serious. Like, let's really push everything that you put into others, put into you now. And I did that, and I built Shades of Jacen LLC from the ground up. I worked at MAC. I was at MAC for 5 years. I learned all that I could possibly learn. I was always a student. You know, Christian Balenciaga lives here in Atlanta. Christian is one of my mentors when it comes to makeup. I was able to pull from Derek Rutledge. I was able to, you know, call Sam Fine and send him emails and ask him questions. But it was so important for me to have something that was mine that nobody could take away from me. And, like, because of Ballroom, makeup became that one thing.
And speaking of Christian, you brought up Christian. One thing I like about Christian is the type of makeup artist. He will do your makeup and he don't have to go to the event with you.
No, he don't.
Christian,
that stuff will
do
last.
Your makeup. Because I remember Christian, it's just like Christian would fly to New York to do somebody's makeup, and then later on that night I would see him in Atlanta. I thought you was in Atlanta. I thought you was in New York with it. He said, "Child, I did her makeup and I came home."
Yeah, Christian don't play. He's in and out. Don't mess my hair up. Yeah, in and out.
But now you're acting.
Yes.
The web series Triangle. How did all of that come about?
So Caesar Williams runs Ballroom Throwbacks, and he had this whole vision to do this, you know, web series. Initially, I was just supposed to do a cameo, just me being Jacen.
What?
I was just supposed to do a cameo, and somehow my cameo, he done talked me into lasting 6 seasons. Even when my life gets too busy, and I'm like, you know, Caesar, I can't really film because the filming schedule with Triangle is very demanding. You know, we film. It's a machine. We film every weekend. So every weekend, also being, you know, in the House of Ballroom community, also being on Black Pride, also, you know, doing what I got to do for Jacen with my business, it's tough. But he ain't letting me go. Like, it just ain't happening. No.
And you wasn't going to leave because the check kept clearing.
Well, yeah, the check won't always clear. We going to always get them zeros. And, you know, too, it made me realize, like, from being someone that was always so used to being behind the camera, it made me comfortable being in front of the camera. You know, I have a lisp, and in my lisp, sometimes I hate the way my voice sounds. I hate the way I enunciate words because my tongue sometimes gets a bit too heavy. Stop that, y'all. Stop. And stop making that face. I know what you're thinking. But, you know, acting is amazing. And, you know, Also, shout out to Atlanta because we have such a strong fan base down here in Atlanta. James, if you're listening, thank you so much. You know, George told me about the support that you give to the show, and I appreciate that. Like, people walk up to me and they're like, "Oh, you Mason from Triangle," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," like, "Oh, you Jacen, you Mother Prodigy." I'm like, "Oh yeah." Oh, even though my friends hate it, they get so annoyed. They hate going anywhere with me because it's always like, "Oh man, we got to get through this. We can't even get to the bar. We walk into the club, whether it's straight or gay, and we got to go through a million people." But listen, let me say hi to people. Like, that's just what I do. But I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. I'm excited to see, you know, what's next, because I know this is just the beginning. Well, not even the beginning. I'm only in the first chapter.
What else? What else is there out there that you want to do that you haven't done?
I'm going to start my own skincare line. J Skins was supposed to launch actually before the pandemic, but because of the pandemic, certain things happened to slow it down. So J Skin is definitely on the horizon. It's going to be launching soon. I also just am about to be finished getting my esthetician license, because though I've been a makeup artist for so long, I always say I started so many things but didn't finish nothing. I started college, didn't finish. I went to hair school, didn't finish. I'm a makeup artist. I'm finishing because I got to get my esthetician license to take me to the next road of wherever I decide to drive to. But in that, you know, get my esthetician license, open me up a space, start doing a lot laser and skin services so I can start making more money when I'm asleep, because I don't want to keep doing makeup forever.
Hello, I said making money while you sleep. You sound like Oprah.
Listen, you got to have your hands in many pots. Got to make them coins.
Hello. Now, who is the love? Who is the love of your life, honey?
Nobody. My career. My makeup, I always joke and say my makeup brush pounds me, because that's what keeps, listen, it don't break my heart. It keeps me full. It keeps money in my pocket. You know, I ain't got to worry about going through no cheating, no drama, no issues. I love my makeup brush, but I am open to dating. I am open to love. I am actually talking and, you know, dating someone right now.
Oh, you clean that up, honey. Okay. Because say, oh, really? Because when you left here today, you can say, really, nigga?
You want to play on the radio, huh? You going to get down there and act Hollywood. Oh, yeah.
You get that right. This is the girl, Miss Sophia, hold it down right here on WERUradio. WERUradio. We are the home of the urban sound of pride. We're here with the one and only. This is Jacen Prodigy. He's a makeup artist. He helps singers. He's on the television. He worked with reality stars. He's getting ready to launch his own skincare line.
J-Skin.
Yes, and he's the overall mother of the House of Prodigy. He's the overall mother because he wanted to pay homage to his own mom. She's a strong black woman, and she raised him, and she put a lot of that strongness that she have in him, she passed it on to him, honey. And also on the web series Triangle, and he has somebody that he is dating right now. They talking, they're not really dating, they're just talking, they're getting to know each other. And he was on one episode
of Legendary on HBO Max. If Dream Doll can make a fortune off of being on 15 minutes of Bad Girls Club, let me ride my bike, okay?
But he was on 2 episodes. Now, Aldo Talker said this when they were here the other week. Y'all said that they took the first episode and made it the second episode.
Yeah, they took the first episode and made it the second episode, and the second episode the first episode. Yeah.
Why did you do that?
You know, I don't know, production.
I need to get you know who in here.
And also too, because I wanted to say this. You said this last week. When you saw me making comments about certain houses, that's not where I made the comments at. The house that I was actually reading was the House of Garcon, because I thought the House of Garcon, it was boring to me. So, you know, I was actually reading them, and they actually chopped it up and put it next to other houses, because I never saw the Teachies perform. I never saw the Milans perform. We only saw the Icons really perform. That was it. And you saw my comment.
Yes, and that was another thing. I said, why was Jacen in that room doing all them comments, and Jacen was just standing out there in the middle of the circle? He had no room to be talking.
Yes, I did. I always got room to talk. I was standing in that circle looking amazing in all white.
Yes,
you saw the way I was glistening.
Shanna fell, and she looked amazing when she fell.
She looked good on the floor. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to have to bring you. I'm going to bring you, Shannon, Stasha.
Oh, you want the mothers to battle.
I'm going to bring you, Shannon, and Stasha here together, honey.
Oh,
yes. And who else I need to bring for the house? The T-shirts.
Oh, yeah. She.
Oh, duh.
Hey, bring some more. Bring some more.
Simone is a mess, honey. But I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, hold it down right here. We are WERUradio. WERUradio. We're the home of the urban sound of pride. Come on, baby. Let's ride. I'm here with my very special guest, the one and only Jacen Prodigy from the House of Prodigy, honey. Yes, Jacen. Jacen, everybody's commenting on that cap you have on.
support a black business. My friend DJ Dave Thomas in Philadelphia is his hat line. So, you know, I definitely always want to make sure that we're supporting our own. Yeah. So yeah.
Speaking of which, how can people keep in contact with you?
You can follow me on Instagram and all things social media at JAC as in Charlie ENBOWMAN.
Okay. Who you think gonna win? Who you think gonna win? I'm sure you already know who.
I mean, I know who gonna win, but
who you thought? Oh, never.
Who I want?
Because if you say that, we know that they didn't win.
Yeah. I can't say nothing.
Yes, son. You should have said that.
I did catch myself. Oh, I caught myself. Ain't gonna have me breach my contract. No, you not.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, all of us won.
Yes.
We all won because
Ballroom.
Ballroom has won, you know, and this is just the start. I can't wait to see more ballroom shows. You know, it could be another ballroom show that's scripted, and it talks about different personalities and characters in ballroom outside of it just being Pose. And I love what Pose has done because Pose is a period piece that talks about a time in our, you know, in our community where it wiped out an entire generation, the HIV/AIDS epidemic. So I love what Pose and the storytelling that it does. But even though I'm sad to see that, you know, there's ending this season, but I'm sure another show will come, like something else will come. You know, we started with Paris is Burning, and we saw, you know, How Do I Look after that? You know, Legendary's here. Who's to say what's next? So I'm excited.
But you brought up Pose, and then you talked about the HIV and all of that. They was dealing with stuff back in the day with Paris is Burning. But the thing about it is Billy Porter just sat down with Tamara Hall today and just told everybody that he's been dealing with, you know, HIV since 2007.
Right.
And he said that the reason that he didn't talk about it is because he was in the industry and he thought that he'd probably be blackballed or people just like wouldn't work with him because of his HIV status, and that's why he kept it secret. So it's just like the what we have been through and what we have gone through as a community. We're strong people.
We're some strong people. Strong. Built for it, tough. And we have to be. And the one thing that I always say, too, about being in industry, ballroom really prepares you for that. Even in the drag circuit, because y'all not nice. Ballroom is not nice. Like, it's not a nice place. Like, you know, they want to make it seem so, oh, it's shade-free. No, it's not. You know, I remember growing up, it was a lot of old, shady queens. That, you know, old, shady queens.
What's their name?
Rest in peace, Tony Macago Milan. Rest in peace, Cabbage Ebony. I mean, I've seen some shady queens. And those shady queens really put that fearlessness in all of us, you know, to be able to walk comfortable. Like now when I see in today, we do our gender non-binary community, they call them that they are now. When I see them with their pocketbooks and their heels go off, yes, give them hell, because back when I was growing up, we couldn't do that.
Hello?
We would have got attacked and beat and or whatever else, chased. And so, you know, all the things that we have all done, and we walk so that, you know, everybody else can run. And then they're running so that everybody else can swim. So it's good to see the evolution of where we are going. And when I heard this morning and I read Billy Porter's story, it really touched me, because it's like, dang, for you to be, you know, a black gay man and in such a powerful position in your career, and you still use that as a teachable moment to not only educate yourself, but to tell your story through the eyes of a fictional character, and then now you are being transparent and vulnerable and opening yourself up to the world. Like, I thought that was amazing. So, like, you know, I always respected Billy Porter as an artist. I respect him as an advocate, and like what he just did now just made me respect him even more. So
yeah, because when we saw that episode on Pose, we just thought it was just some good acting.
Right,
but
yeah.
then today we found out
he was pulling it from his own situation.
Hello.
Yeah.
Now you talked about it earlier. You talked about you in prison or you went to jail from the ballroom scene when you was back there doing the stuff, and then Shannon even brought it up on the show where she talked about, you know, her, you know, doing some time for some $17 million and all that stuff. That was a part of Ballroom.
Yes,
you know,
it's a part.
The stealing and boosting and all that stuff.
But not even just so much a part of Ballroom, it's a part of gay culture. Because, I mean, even people that's not in Ballroom, you know, we all had our boosters that came into the hair salon that, you know, they got the Gap credit and they sex credit, and you all had to connect. And then it's just a part of our culture. It's not so much. And to be honest, that's why when I got into the entertainment industry as a makeup artist, I never told nobody that I was a ball kid. Because they had so many negative stigmas and oh, that's one of them little ball queens, child. And I used to be on set, and I would hear them tearing the ball queens up. I'm just doing makeup. They ain't got nothing to do with me. So now when you know, some of my colleagues, they're like, oh wait, you in Ballroom? Oh, you mother of a house? Well, when that happened, I said, oh, I've been this since I was a kid. You never told us. Well, why would I? You was just eating the ball kids up, and you thought I was a thief, and you thought I was this, and you thought I was that. Like, you know, at the time when I was, you know, doing, you know, credit cards and stuff like that, I was at a point in my life where, you know, that was my rock bottom. I was at my version of rock bottom. And not that I had to do those things. I did those things because I chose to do them. I didn't have to do them. I chose to do it. It was a high to me. It was my way of chasing this glamorous lifestyle that I wanted to live, that I'm living now. And now I appreciate the value of $1 because I can go to Neiman's with my credit card and I can swipe. And even when somebody, you know, people got me, they got a hold of my credit, you know, I just like, look, that's my karma. I charge it to the game and I keep it moving.
So now that you're the overall mother of the House of Prodigy, what are you doing to make sure that your kids, you know, don't continue that legacy?
I practice risk reduction. So I always tell them, even when it comes to like drug use and when it comes to this, I always give them different areas of where they can go to get the resources. Because ultimately, I know what it's like to be in that dark space. So I try to pull them out. But you also know that people are not going to want to be out of that space until they're ready to be out of that space. So all I can do is make sure that I encourage them, that I love them, that I spoil them with the affection that they need from me, and not be as tough. Because sometimes I learned that you have to style step as a parent. You know, the way somebody talks to you, you can't talk to them that way. Or you might be able to talk to this one this way, but you can't talk to that one that way. Because it'll be a trigger. It may activate a trauma that they have. So you got to know the personality. You got to style step. So that was always important for me, you know, to learn and do as a mother that I've been doing thus far. So.
Oh, Mother Prodigy. Come on, Jacen Prodigy. I'm your girl, Miss Sophia. Hold it down right here on WERUradio. WERUradio with the home of the urban sound of pride. I'm here with my special guest, the one and only, Jacen Prodigy. How long are you going to be here today?
However long I need to be.
I'm going to be here till 6.
Oh, I ain't going to stay until 6. I got some people to see. I got to get some dinner. I'm a little hungry.
You are. There's some snacks over there. Get you some sugar. Well, we're going to keep you here for about 30 more minutes. Could you take around for 30 more minutes?
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right. I'm your girl, Miss Sophia. Hold it down right here on WERUradio. Come on, baby. Let's ride. Who's the favorite, your best client you've worked with so far? Because some people, you know, when you meet them, when you know, idolize them from a distance, and it's like, oh my God, I would love to be. But when you get to their presence, you be like, oh my God, she was the worst, or he was the worst.
My best client had to have been Eve. You know, Eve, in this quick funny story, I know Eve's mom, but I didn't know Eve's mom was Eve's mom. And I just happened to be talking about somebody that I wanted to work with. And I was like, I would love to work with Eve one day. And she was like, why Eve? And I was like, what? I love Eve. If the opportunity comes, I would love to work with her. So she gave me the opportunity. And when I met Eve, I was shaking in my boots. I don't fan out. I think I only fanned out with Felicia Rashad, Tyson Beckford, and Eve. That's it. I mean, I've even been in the same space working on Uptown Magazine with Lupita Nyong'o and Danny Guerrero. Like, I didn't fan out for them neither. Like, I was like, okay, I'm in the room, I'm chill, like, you know, whatever. But Eve, like, her being from Philadelphia, me knowing her story, me understanding, like, you know, the hustle that she has in her, it was just so, it was like, that was my moment for me. Like, my hand was shaking. I mean, I did Foxy Brown, wasn't shaking, but my hand was shaking with Eve. And I actually had a moment where she was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, yo, understand, I just love you. And da-da-da-da-da-da. She was like, oh, Jacen, cut it. Just do my makeup, boy. You crazy. And, like, you know, working with her again was great because I've developed, like, this big brother, like, not big brother because she's a little older. No, we're about the same age. But Eve is like a sister to me. Like, she's a sister to me that, you know, and I appreciate that. Like, I think that the biggest thing that people need to realize and remember this one little soundbite that I'm giving y'all. When you work with clients in any, you know, facet, it's all about your energy. And as long as you get them good energy, good personality, you know, you're respectable. You ain't even got to be the best artist. But as long as you get them good energy and you're relatable and just warm, they'll keep booking you.
Right, I'm trying to let you out of here, but you keep bringing up stuff, honey.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me shut up.
What you just said, honey, it's just like it's so true because, you know, when I met Babyface, you know, and I mean a couple of people, when I met a couple of other people when I worked at the other radio station, it's just like they just want to feel like they're human beings for once. And then it's just like when you meet them, oh, I love when you did something. It's just like,
boo.
They don't want to talk about all that. They just want to talk about how you doing.
Because you know who got me straight like that? Lynn Winfield got me straight. At the wine store up in New York City. I was like, oh, they go Lynn Winfield. Let me go for. She said, I'm trying to buy wine. How you doing? Hi. All right. I'm trying to buy my wine. I was like, You know what? You're right. No problem, ma'am. I'm sorry.
But you brought up Felicia Rashad. How about her and her new role over at Howard University?
Oh, that's such an amazing thing. You know, Felicia Rashad is Black excellence. She's Black history. You know, she is the overall mother.
Hello.
Like, she is the mother, like, period. So I think that, you know, I'm so happy that, you know, she has that role. And I'm just like so excited to see that, you know, somebody like her that has such a long, I wish my career can be that long, and you're still doing more, and it's still more for you to do. So, you know, I'm happy to see her doing that.
And she's still holding on to her man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm next.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, now, last question.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you make me, you say something, I have to ask another one. I asked you about your favorite client. Which one of your children, the House of Prodigy, you're most proud of?
I can't say that because I'm so proud of all of them in so many different ways. But if I have to highlight somebody, I'm going to say Deja Vu. Deja Vu representing the house to save the house in that final battle. Like, I know that was a lot on her. It was a lot on her because she didn't want to fail. She didn't want to fail the house. And, you know, people don't know Deja Vu is a choreographer. She's been on the cover of Dark and Lovely Box. You can go to get Dark and Lovely Box right now. She's right on the cover of it. And to see her come out of this and still be so confident and still not let it break her ego and, you know, break her down and her feel like she didn't do well, Deja Vu is that's my prodigy of the day. Hey, Deja Vu, I love you. I know you're watching me right now on Instagram, and I'm not just saying this because you're watching me, but I'm just also like letting you know, like, I'm very proud of her. Very proud of her.
And since you said that was the last question, supposedly.
Here we go.
But that is another issue that I have with the show. I feel like the person that wins the battle at the end is not the person that they give the battle to. I felt like last week they were going to send that house home because they were short a member, and I felt like they felt that they could not have this house in the competition and they only have 4 house members. That child truly won that battle last week, but they sent that house home.
So I want to have this conversation with you in 3 weeks, okay?
In 3 weeks?
In 3 weeks, I want to have another conversation with you.
That's going to be the season finale?
No, not the season finale. I want to have another conversation with you in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks?
In 3 weeks, yeah.
Okay, so that conversation is going to be me and you, or you want me to bring Stasha and Shannon?
You can have Stasha and Shannon in this too. But yeah, 3 weeks, I want to have another conversation with you because I'm curious.
All right. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you for having me.
Great meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Welcome to the family.
I'm always a part of the family. What you mean?
We are you radio family.
We are you radio family. Thank you for having me because we are you. And thank you so much for having me. I am the icon, the overall mother, Jacen Prodigy.